Hello guys, welcome back to Streams for Gaming Co. Another video. So today's going to be a bit of a kind of less cheerful, less positive video, unfortunately, because there's a bit of news. You guys may have heard of it, unless you've been hiding under a rock for like several months. So basically, what it is, I'm sure all of you have heard of something called Article 13. The EU came up with this idea of having kind of like a copyright filter on that's going to be used on all the different companies or by the different companies, such as Facebook, Google, etc., etc. So, like, to make sure that people are uploading their own content that is, not copyrighted stuff, that kind of things. They're going to have a filter system in place, and anything that's not yours is gone. Simple as that. So, for example, you upload a video and you had like a whoosh sound or something like that, you would have to sort of prove that it's yours. Essentially, I don't know how you go about doing that, but yeah. I mean, I don't know. In a way, it's a good thing because, as controversial as Article 13 is, it actually kind of pushes people to be more creative and to create their own content, as opposed to kind of, say, using a licensed or, well, copyright kind of piece of music or something. And it's not going to affect the big YouTubers so much because they're going to be able to just like pay out for licenses and stuff like that. License fees aren't going to be a big deal to them, so they'll be able to pay out for copyright content and it won't be an issue for them. But say you're, I don't know, on a budget or something, you're like an up and coming YouTuber, then it's going to be a bit more of an issue for you because you're not really going to have the necessary funds. I mean, I don't know everyone's situation, but you might not necessarily have the money or be willing to pay out for a license to be able to use copyrighted content in your video. So, in regards to the actual time frame for this EU directive, it's going to come through, well, it's going to take about 2 years for it to actually come into effect. So, nothing's really going to happen yet. I say that, I'm hoping I'm not going to have this come back to bite me, but it should take around 2 years. Apparently, that's what everyone is saying. So, it'd be interesting to see what happens. The way I see it is that people should kind of relax and just not kind of not just be all like doom and gloom, like, oh no, it's the end of YouTube, blah 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 blah. I think people need to kind of read through the whole thing and kind of get their facts straight before kind of going off and making a video and saying, oh, it's all doom and gloom, it's the end of YouTube, and the end of the internet, all this kind of nonsense. I mean, I could be wrong, it could be the end of the internet as we know it, but I'm not going to kind of jump in and jump the gun and say that it's a terrible thing, that it's bad for the internet. I'm just going to kind of say, okay, Article 13 is passed. It does some good things. So it encourages content creators to be more creative and original. And it also is a bad thing because it's harder to use copyright content. So I'm going to have a balanced view on this. I'm not going to kind of be an EU hater and say, oh no, it's just another terrible thing they're doing. You know, being British and the whole Brexit shit that's going on. So, actually, in terms of what it does, it makes platforms like Google, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube all liable for whatever is contained in the content users upload to these platforms. And creators, it's a fair enough thing. Like, creators deserve to be credited for their work. So, it's not bad. Oh shit, I need to start this. I need to restart now because I didn't even look what I was doing. I was just reading an article. So yeah, it's going to be a filter system in place and it will check for any copyright content. I mean, it's fair enough, isn't it? Like, you can't get much fairer than that. So my advice, everyone, calm down, don't panic, stop thinking it's the end of the world. Read through Article 13 and kind of decide for yourself what it means for you and your content, that kind of thing. Don't just kind of go off what everyone else is saying on their YouTube videos. Kind of use your brain, actually form your own opinion on it, and actually decide what you can and can't upload if you need to change anything. I'll be honest, I think, like I said, for the big YouTubers, all they're going to have to do is, like, I know they might not want to, but it's, the amount of money they make, it's not going to be a huge deal for them. All they have to do is go out, pay for these licenses to be able to use copyright content, and then they'll be able to carry on as normal. I think PewDiePie, out of anyone, might be affected because of the whole like meme review thing he does on his channel. Because obviously, everyone knows, that's one of the bad things I was going to mention. Actually, they're going to ban memes. I mean, I don't know how true that actually is. I don't know if it's just more kind of scaremongering or whatever amongst anything else. But it remains to be seen. I mean, we got to wait 2 years before we can actually see what happens. So we've still got a while yet. I don't think anyone needs to kind of change what they're doing just yet, or panic or anything. So going at the right time though. First one was good.
Now, to make sure that the M2...
Hopefully this does not get copyright striked. I'll probably upload this. Well, obviously I'm going to upload this, and in like 2 years' time, they'll probably delete my video because it's got footage from the Grand Tour on it. But yeah, anyway, I'll shut up and let you guys enjoy this.
I think it's the best M car they've ever made. Oh my goodness. Look, I prefer it to all the others that are quicker than it.
It's definitely the one you should have if you want one that's slower than all the other M cars.
It's better. It's only it's quicker than a Civic.
Yeah. Slower than... If you had a choice of M cars, if you lined them all up and said, I'd like the fastest, it wouldn't be that one.
Shut up.
Better in every single way.
Stop saying
said that.
I don't care what... Have you driven one? You know what? It's a fabulous car. You've driven one. It's a brilliant car. It really honestly is.
This week we are trying to find out which of the new breed of hybrid hypercars is the best.
Yes, on day one at the track in Portugal, we established that the McLaren P1 is a mentalist, that the Porsche 918 is very good milk float, and that the Ferrari can do nothing at all.
Some of that is true. But now, day 2.
By lining up the 3 most exciting cars on the planet for the drag race of all drag races. Naturally, this meant engaging launch control, which in the McLaren takes about a fortnight. I have to have the drivetrain in track mode, the aero package in sport mode so that the rear end squats when I set off and gives me more traction. I have to have the DRS button pressed with my thumb to keep the rear wing open, which reduces drag obviously.
Launch control in the Porsche, left foot on the brake, hard, right foot on the throttle, hard, light goes green, left foot off brake, ding!
Launch button pressed for 2 seconds, left foot on brake, right foot on throttle.
Press launch control, mash the throttle, within 4 seconds release the brake.
3 seconds later, I have full boost and I have to set off then within 3
Right,
seconds.
so we're gonna skip this a second. So, apparently it could be a good thing for YouTube in the long run because YouTube's owner probably have enough money to invest in licensing agreements with media companies and music labels. So, oh hang on, let's just restart this. And YouTube could, you know, make a bit of money out of this because people are going to end up paying out to get past, you know, the upload filter. Or paying YouTube to use copyright content. So YouTube could kind of make a bit more money out of this. Oh wow, okay, that car did not have good acceleration. Let me retry that. I need to hold down the accelerator. Maybe I'm just not... Ah, there we go. I was meant to rev at the right time. Come on, get to the finish line. Yes, finish there. Oh, so that's how we meant to do it. So yeah, all in all, guys, it really remains to be seen what's going to happen with Article 13. I will do a bit more research and maybe do a follow-up video to kind of further explain what's going to happen exactly with Article 13, because well, if I can actually find any good articles on it, I mean, as far as I can see at the moment, it seems like no one truly knows what's going to happen. I mean, some YouTubers that like do meme reviews or do videos on memes or whatever might suffer. They might lose a lot of their videos and have to kind of rethink what they're going to do for YouTube. But other than that, I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen. I don't think anyone is. So I think the best thing to do is wait until it passes through in 2 years' time and just see what happens, really. And that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you found it useful. If you guys know anything else about Article 13 and the effects it could have on YouTube and the YouTubers on there, like in terms of restrictions on the content they can upload and stuff like that, then please do let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear people's opinions, like hear your take on it, and obviously learn more about it from people that know more than me. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.